Hi everyone, it's Krista and welcome to my channel. Today I am bringing to you Mixed Media Frenzy with me, Shannon, and of course, Kathy Fiegel. So the three of us are bringing to you every Friday a mixed media layout. And last week we did stamps and this week we are doing sprays. So I am combining this with my Killa kit with style because I am using up my papers in my Killa kit with style. I'm using my Jen Hatfield collection and the kit that I put together for this month of October. So I am kind of doing both. So right now the photo I'm using is a photo of my son with his Nonnie. And she was here visiting last year in the winter time, and this cute photo of them together, and I just had to take it and scrap it, so he'll always have it for memories. And I'm using these papers from the paper pad that's in my Killa kit with style. It's Jen Hatfield and it's Along the Way. So those are the papers that I'm using, and I did gesso that background paper that you see because I'm going to be doing, of course, the mixed media on that. Now what I'm doing is I cut these other papers up that were also in the kit, and I am going to use those kind of going across the paper like that, and I'm just bending up the edges to give it a little interest because I'm scrap lifting a layout from Pinterest, and that you see on my phone there on the left hand side. It's not exactly like that though, it's just kind of like an idea of what I was looking for, and I really liked it, so I kind of went with it. I'm kind of using like how the layout looks, but not so much any of those papers or anything like that. I went with the different colors because the colors in the photo were totally different. So I'm going to stick all these together first. I'm going to tape them all down. And then once I get them taped down, I am going to start on my mixed media. And the mixed media, the sprays that I'm using today are Hermit the Frog, which is by Shimmers, and my Glimmer Mist, because you know, you guys, I love my Glimmer Mist if you watch my videos. I'm using Golden Morning, and I'm also using Sunflower with Glimmer Mist, and I'm also going to be using the magical powders that we got in one of the hip kits, Ramblin' Rose Pink. So those are the colors that I'm using in this layout. And the background mixed media was really easy. I just, you know, sprays are pretty simple. There isn't much to it. There's not a lot of painting involved. Basically, you're just using water. I mean, if you want to water it down, you can use water, or you can directly spray. Sometimes I directly spray, and sometimes I use water. All depends on what I'm looking for in my layout. So first I went with the magical powder, sorry, and I sprayed a little water on my little clear wrap that I have there that I'm using, because that's all you need. I'm doing like basically the packaging technique, and then I'm just laying it on the edge and I'm just smudging it around. That's all I'm doing, just smudging it around, and it does dry a lot lighter than what it looks like right now. So once it completely dries, it's not that dark of a pink. And you can go up, when you gesso, you can go back and wipe up anything. So if you make a mistake, you can wipe it up. It'll come right up with baby wipe and paper towel. So see how much lighter it looks now that I dabbed it? And I just keep going back with that, and I just want to make sure it's where I want it and how I want it to look. And you just kind of keep messing around with it. I mean, you really can't make a mistake with this. I mean, and it looks like it's a mess, but most of it gets covered up, so it's not really a mess. But I do keep going in with my heat gun, and I do keep heating as I am spraying because I wanted that effect with the heat gun too, because I like the way it looks. So I kind of run it around a little bit, and then I go in with the heat gun and I see how it just kind of runs, and I wanted that effect. So that's what I did. And I wanted to show you that because that's just another technique that you can use. You know, if you want your paper to look a certain way or your background to look a certain way, you can either spray and leave it to dry, or you can dry it with your heat gun and you get this special effect to it. So I do go in other spots and I spray, and sometimes I sprayed and I didn't use any water. I did not use water. I just let it, I wanted that brighter green to come out. And now I'm going to go in with, this is the sunflower one now that I'm going to be using. It's a lighter goldish tint to it with yellow, and I wanted that lighter because then I go in with the other glimmer mist, which is the golden morning, and that one gives me the golden splatters. It's a little bit darker. And now I'm going to go in while that's drying, and I'm going to back my photo. So these were in my 6x6 packs of Along the Way also, and I'm just going to back my photo. And I use a couple different papers from that 6x6 pad. And yeah, so this was like, this was an easy mixed media layout. It wasn't as hard as I normally do. Sometimes I do a lot of pastes, and I kind of like doing all kinds of different things. So this time I went kind of a little bit simpler, and I've been doing that a lot lately. I haven't been doing too much, because it just gets to be too much, and then it takes too long sometimes. So I try to, you know, do what I feel, you know, that really goes with the photo and how it's gonna look. And what we're trying to bring to you with this series is showing you fun, easy ways to do mixed media without making it seem so difficult. And that's kind of like the point that I wanted to do with this series. So I'm hoping that you guys are learning stuff and that you really like what you're seeing, and that you're learning from us and trying some new stuff with your layouts and just trying mixed media, because that's all you can do is try. And you know, when I first started, I'm no artist, believe me, but when I first started doing mixed media, I was like, oh my gosh, I could never do what these girls do. And now I love it. I'm like, it's just like, I love doing it. And I know it looks like a mess still, but it's gonna get covered up. Most of it's gonna get covered up, and it's gonna look really, really cool. So now I'm just going in with my embellishments, and I'm looking at the die packs that I have. And I have Heart of Home in my Kilo Kit collection, and also the Along the Way die cuts. So I'm just kind of going through both of those, and some of them go and some of them don't with these papers. So I was kind of like trying to mix and match and figure out. And that big flower you see there, the gold one, I don't end up using it. It's too big, and I just didn't like it with this. So it does get out of there. And I'm just like trying different things. And there was a fruit basket on my table where the picture was taken in my kitchen, and I'm thinking, should I put a fruit basket? Should I not? And because there was fruit baskets and fruits in this collection, and then I was like, nah, it just didn't look right to me. So I was like, nope, I like the flowers. The flowers are better. So let's just stick with flowers. And I really liked this, the balloon with the little strings hanging from it with the flower. I thought it was so pretty. So now I end up going in my chipboard collection, and I found this saying that says, I will always be there for you. And that's how Nonnie is. She'll always be there for him, and he will always be there for her. So I thought that was perfect. and it went really well with all the colors, so I stuck that on there. So that is definitely making the layout. And then I went in with all these other flowers that I found that went really well, and now I'm just going to start putting them where I want them. And what I was basically trying to do is making a really big bunch of flowers on the top and the bottom of the photo. And I do move them around, they don't stay exactly. And then I go in with these leaves, those were in there also, and I really liked them. I thought there was a gold one and a green one, and I thought it was perfect, so I hit the gold on one of the papers. And then I went in with these puffy 3-dimension stickers that are in her collection also. And all this stuff was in my Kill a Kit with Style collection, so I'm just using everything that I can find in that kit, and I'm just sticking them on and placing them where I like. And then that one big die cut that you see in the middle there where the flowers are, it says collect moments, not things. And I think that's just a lovely saying, because that's how it should be. Collect the moments and not the things, because things are just things, and moments, you can't replace those. Those are always there, and they never go anywhere. So that's what I really liked about that saying. And he's really close with his Nonnie, my son, and this was just a special picture for me. And that sticker I'm putting in is Illustrated Faith. It's a puffy sticker, and it says, I will love you more than you'll ever know. And that was perfect too, because it's so true with them, because they're so very close. And she actually doesn't live where we live, so she lives up north and we're in the south, so we see them when they come and visit in the wintertime. And now I'm going to glue this down because I know it won't stick because of the gesso and all the mixed media, so you definitely have to glue it down with your glue. And I just use Scotch glue. And then I'm going to make my photo pop up with some craft foam. And this is the craft foam. I always say it. I get it from Walmart. It's really cheap in the children's section. I get like 40 sheets and it's really cheap. And this one I can tape down because it's just on the paper, so I didn't have to glue that. And that's kind of where I want it. And then I'm going to go in with all these flowers, and now I'm going to start bunching them up exactly where I want it. And I kind of curl my flowers up a little bit because I like to have them look a little more dimensional off the page. I don't like them to be flat. I think it just gives the page a lot more interest. So I did glue them down and put them up on some foam also. And then I'm going to stick this little flower bunch in there, and that one just says love you. It's just all this whole collection just went so perfect with this photo. I really love Jen Hatfield's collections. They're just absolutely beautiful. And now this balloon I'm going to put in there because it had all the colors and I just thought it was so cute and pretty. And I glued that one down and I popped that also on some foam. And then I also go in with my puffy sticker now that I told you about, and that's from Illustrated Faith. And then my globe, and I'm just kind of just sticking everything down now because this is pretty much how it's going to go and stay. And I was going to use those hearts that you see there. Those were my Illustrated Faith puffy sheet also, but I just didn't like the way it looked. I couldn't find anywhere to put them and they just didn't look right. So they don't make the page, but they will in another page, I'm sure. And now I'm just gluing these flowers down at the bottom, and I'm also sticking those up on some foam too. Most of the flowers I stuck up on foam. I do go in with some chipboard stickers that were in her collection, and those I do lay down flat. But these 3D ones, these 3D puffy stickers were like really cool. They had some acetate paper on them, and I really liked that. You can't really see it on video like this, but when you look up close you can see it, and it has some gold too on the acetate, so I thought it looked really cool, and they went really well with this layout. So I do stick the saying down here, and then I go in with the rest of the flowers, and I'm just gluing them all down, making sure they stay, going in with my leaves. And these little vine leaves are so cute. I wish I would have got more in the pack, but I didn't, because I would love to be able to use more on some other layouts, because I really liked them. And I'm just sticking the leaves up a little bit on the edges, just to, you know, make them pop off the page. Just the simple things that make it look a little bit better, a little more interesting. And this is a very colorful page, but I'm a colorful person, and I really like a lot of color on my layouts. I don't know if you noticed. But yeah, I'm a colorful girl. I can't just go with just plain colors or pale colors, and I'm really trying with this collection because there are a lot of pale colors in it, so I'm really going to try my hardest. I'm going to push myself to try and do a layout like that. So there will be one coming soon. And then I go in with this one, and I just kind of like did a whole bunch of flowers. I just wanted to make it so pretty and colorful. And now I'm going in with her butterflies, the Jen Hatfield butterflies, and I'm telling you, these butterflies are so gorgeous. I love them. They're so pretty, and they make the layouts look so nice. And now this one came apart, so I put a glue dot on it and it was fine. Glue dots, they fix everything, kind of like duct tape. But anyway, that's what my husband says, duct tape fixes everything. Well, glue dots fix everything for me when I'm scrapbooking. So now that's how it's gonna look. And I'm also gonna go in now and do some splattering with my gold spray, and I just do a little bit, not too much. And then I'm also going to go in with these puffy enamel dots that I had that were gold, and they were like a glittery gold, and I stick those in. Oh, first I go in with thread. Yes, I'm sorry, I forgot about the thread. And I stick some thread in different spots. I learned this from Missy Whedon, and I absolutely love this idea of the thread, and I went out and bought a whole bunch of thread, and now I want to use thread on all my layouts. So I do use it here and there. When I think I need it someplace, I just look and I stick it in there, and it really does give the page some beautiful interest. So I really like the thread idea, and I just bunch it up in my fingers, or like I'll roll it around my fingers and then stick it in if I want it to look like that, like a little roll, and I just glue it down underneath and I just tuck it in. Very simple. And I really love this layout. I love the way it turned out, and I'm very happy with it. So I hope you guys like it too. And I'm just going in with some more. I think I put it in like 3 spots, the thread, and I just used pink and green thread. I don't think I used any gold. Oh yeah, maybe I did. I used one gold one. Yes, I did. And there you go. And see how it just makes it look so much cooler? And that's where I went in with the little dots. And see, they're just little gold dots. And now I'm going to go in with my title, and the title is My Nonnie, because that's his Nonnie. So there's the layout, and I hope you like it. And here's your close-ups, and don't forget to check out Shannon and Kathy's layouts also on Friday, and I will have their channels linked below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, so you can see more layouts like this one, and make sure you hit the bell so that you're notified every time I have a new layout. And I want to thank you for watching and stay crafty. Bye.